back, guys. I am back with another video. It has been a minute. Your girl has been lifing. Life has been lifing. Daycare has been busy. Staff has been crazy. But I am officially back here at our Educated Minds channel, and I am super excited. One of the first topics that I've been getting, guys, over the months, y'all been leaving me some comments, is going to be, is owning a childcare program even profitable? So y'all know I gotta answer that question. So in this video today, I'm going to be talking about if you start a childcare program in 2024, is it profitable? Let's get into it. All right, guys, so welcome back to my channel. If you are new here at Educated Minds, my name is Dominique E. Savage, and I am a childcare consultant. On this page here in our channel, we talk about everything childcare, from startup to business to finance to operating your program, softwares and systems, and everything else under the sun that you need to be a childcare success as you begin to start and grow in your journey. So if you do not know a little bit about me, I started the childcare business, grew into it with my mom. She started it when I was 3 years old, and now we've been open for the past 26 years. I've been doing this as a hands-on director for the past 13 years, and so I know every last thing under the sun when it comes to starting as a family-based childcare business, growing into a multi-center-based childcare program. So I am super excited to sprinkle all of my energy and drop some gems on y'all so y'all can be successful in your own childcare business. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about, guys, take some notes because I'm going to be dropping some gems, okay? The first one I'm going to say is, why are childcare programs profitable? And this is nationwide, okay? Why would I say that they're profitable? Is first is that you have to look at the market. Is there a demand for childcare? Absolutely. One thing that my great-grandmom has always shared in our family is that you're always going to get old and babies are always going to be born. So with that being said, the market has a demand for it. So some of those increase of childcare services, even since the pandemic, people are going back to work. Whether they are going back to work or working from home, working remote, hybrid, on-grid, off-grid, you still need childcare. Childcare literally runs and operates the world. Even during a pandemic, guys, some businesses, some childcare businesses were considered essential workers and still was getting paid extra to be an essential worker. So there's definitely a demand for it. There's often also a demand when it comes to dual incomes for families with the employment rates rising. So when you think of, is there a demand for it? There's always going to be a demand for childcare. But the real question is, how do you position your business to be in demand? Because you could be a childcare business, but doesn't mean that the neighborhood or the community wants your service. That's a whole nother topic for another day. But you really want to look at your statistics and see how many childcare programs open up yearly. You really want to look at how long has these childcare businesses within the vicinity that you're trying to open up a business, how long have they been there? If they've had brick and mortar companies and they've been open for 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13 years, there's a demand. If there's a wait list, there's a demand. And some of the most, and I work with, you guys know I work with clients nationwide. There's some facilities in some states that the wait lists are even super high for childcare programs that are rated a star 1. That tells us what? There is a market demand for children and childcare services. Doesn't matter whether you're family, group, or a center-based program. There is a need for childcare service where you are. All right, so now we're gonna get into and talk about the second thing if childcare programs are profitable, guys. It's gonna be startup and operational costs. I'm gonna say it again, it's going to be the startup and the operational cost. And this is so important. I can't stress this enough when you are thinking about starting a childcare program. Many times, this is my first disclaimer. The first one is, do not think that you're gonna get into the business and you are going to just, boom, put $20,000 out and the first year you will make your $20,000 back. Yes, that can very much happen, but consider all the operational costs that go in. So you're gonna be managing your operational costs while still trying to, pay back the money you initially put out. So obviously, initially in the beginning, you want to make sure that you outline what your investment is, okay? Do your research. I can't stress this enough. You want to do your research and what does it take to start a childcare business? Many of those startup costs is going to be your licensing, your location, your equipment, your insurance, your supplies, your salaries, all the things that you need to actually operate. And so those startup and operational costs is gonna vary. I tell people this all the time, especially when we're doing like our childcare consultant calls, is that yes, you may wanna start a building that can hold 45 children, 50 children, because we wanna go large, we wanna go big, like that's everybody's concept. But you know how many years it might take you to pay back that loan or pay back that hard money lender, however you got the money to get started up, those credit cards and all those things. Getting a building of 50 children could cost you anywhere from $80,000 to $90,000 when you're really getting down to the business of it, whether you're doing a build out, whether you're doing a takeover. Like the price varies with all those consideration and things. So I always encourage people to start small, right? Doesn't mean you have to start completely small, but be comfortable with starting small, because your startup investment is your beginner number on your debt and where you start on whether the business is going to be profitable or not. Because obviously how much money you put out, you're going to be looking for an ROI, which is a return on your investment initially, and then you're going to be looking for the actual income to cover the expenses, which is your operational costs on a day-to-day or a monthly basis. So that's why the more that you put out on your initial investment plus your operational costs will determine whether the business is profitable over a span of years. The other thing that I want to share, guys, is so important, and I tell people, be patient. Okay, do not go with the first building that you see. Do not go with the first proposal or the first lease or any of those things that you can see. I get so many consultation calls that people just book consultation calls because they want me to look at their lease, and I could pick out at least 4 to 5 things that you should be negotiating in those terms that I don't see you then negotiated. Okay, so don't be too hard on yourself and not willing to ask for help to look at lease documents, because that's really, really important. But when you think about whether the business is going to be profitable or not, think about your startup costs and how much you're actually putting out. You want to minimize those costs as best as you can, because at the end of the day, you know you're still going to need operational money. So here's a good example that I like to tell my clients. Do I need the top tier, bare paint, or can I go with the, the basic paint? It's still white, it's still yellow, it's still orange, okay? Do I need top of the line shelves and top of the line toys when I first start my business? No, you can go with some of your basic IKEA furniture. You can go with some of your donated furniture, some of your Amazon furniture. Like, it don't have to be top tier. Why? Because that's your startup cost. Obviously, when you start a business, you're putting yourself and your business in debt unless you have acquired a grant. Okay, the thing I want to talk about is going to be the financial planning. Okay, so financial planning and budgeting on whether it's going to be profitable or not is going to be a game changer, guys. Like a major game changer. I cannot stress to you guys enough. I remember my mom and I own multiple buildings. So at one point in time, we owned 4 childcare locations, 2 buildings we owned and 2 buildings we leased. And so I remember very much going over budget. One building, the budget was like $50,000, and another building, the budget was $15,000. Square footage wasn't that much difference. And you may wonder, like, damn, why is it such a big variance in the startup? That's because one building was a build out, like construction, starting from the zoning A phase all the way up to opening, and one building was just a takeover. So planning your financial budgets is so important. And if you don't know what you're doing, get a consultation, get help. Visit me at www.educatedmindz.com. Book a consultation so I can give you the basic blueprint so you know exactly what direction to go in. Okay.